Welcome back to my YouTube channel. For this piano tutorial, we are going to learn the song I Surrender All. But what we are going to do is basically learn different substitutions and passing chords that you can use to make the song sound more advanced, if you want to call it that, or basically more jazzy or more gospel-y, all right? So we are going to do it in C major. That way it's easier to visualize the type of chords that I am using. And the song with basic chords sounds like this. The first part of the song. All to Jesus I surrender. All to him I freely give. So as you can see, it's basically a progression of those four popular chords: C major, G major, A minor, and F. But it's played a certain way to maintain the actual melody of the song. But what we are going to do is try to use this technique that I do, which is basically maintain the melody of the song in whatever chord that we play. So let's say that the song is going. So that's the first melody of the song. So the chords that we play will include these notes as the last notes of the actual chord. So this first chord that we are going to do is in C major, but let's substitute some extensions into the chord to make it sound a little bit better. So let's start off with this major 7/13 chord, or even a major 9/13 chord. Basically, my left hand is playing C, G, and E, which is the 1st, 5th, and 10th. That way it fills out more of the bassy or the left side of the piano. Then my right hand is playing the 5th, the 6th, the 7th, the 9th, and the 3rd. And as you can see, if we take out all of the extra notes, we are left with this, right? So the extensions are that 6th, that 7th, and that 9th. So all to G. Then and right here, what I'm doing is playing again with the melody. So I choose to use the chord D minor 7th. But something that I like to think about is that this note, which is part of the melody, can also belong to a different type of chord. It doesn't necessarily have to be D minor 7th. It can be something like C sharp major 7th. So that would even work for this song. Something like all to Jesus. You see, so this is basically the basis for reharms or reharmonizations. Maintaining that melody all while playing different types of chords. So something even like a F sharp major 9, it still has that F as that last note, or F major, E flat major 9. All these different type of chords that you can substitute for that D minor. So all to Jesus. But in order to maintain that original harmony of the song, well, let's keep it in D minor 7th. So all to Jesus. Then the usual chord would be a G major. I surrender. Then it goes into an A minor. So I know that that chord is coming up. I know that A minor is coming up. And a progression, a popular one too, that leads up into the A minor or the 6th chord is the 7-3-6 progression. So B, which is 7, E, which is 3, and then A, which is the 6th chord. The voicings that I choose to use, again maintaining the melody of the song, are this is the melody, so I use this chord, which causes a little bit of dissonance because of this tritone right here. So I'm basically doing a B7 sharp 9, which is a B altered chord. So all to Jesus I surrender. Then for my 3 chord, I play a E7 sharp 5, which is an augmented chord. So I surrender. Then I land on the A minor. And again, the voicing that I use is A minor 7th. There's something else that you can do right before the A minor 7, and it sounds like this. I surrender all. Alright? And what I did there was include this diminished 7th chord, and it's very easy to form this chord right before the A minor. Basically, the formula or the technique that I use is, I know that my destination chord is A minor, so I start on A, then I go 1/2 step down, and this is the beginning note for my passing chord. Then from here, I just go up by 3 half steps. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and I keep going. You could even go through the whole piano, but since we don't have that many fingers, we just keep it simple like this. And obviously you can even choose to leave some notes out if you don't want it too clustered or too muddy. In this case, I just leave this B note out. So this is the chord right before A minor. So I surrender. Then we are in A minor 7th. All to him I go into a D minor 7th once again, and we can even include a substitution for this D minor 7th. So all to him, substitution right here in an F major 9. F and D minor are usually substituted for one another. So all to him I. Then I do a sus chord on G, freely give. And this sus chord is basically an F major chord over a G chord. So G on my left hand and F major on my right hand. You can even choose to add extensions to each of those chords, like in this case. I'm playing a F major 6 over a G. Or you can even do a F major 7th over a G, as long as you maintain the melody of the song. So freely give, and then we're back on C, and this repeats again. So I'll play it without any interruptions. Alright, so now we go on into the chorus of the song. And if we listen to the melody, it goes like this. So that's the first part of the song. And of the chorus, sorry. And we can add a chord to each of those notes. So let's start off with C and just play a C major chord. A little bit more open, again using the 1st, 5th, and 10th, and then a first inversion on my right hand. I like to use my thumb to fill it up a little bit more by including that major 2nd. So I then for B, I play a G major, and this is the voicing that I like to use a lot. It's basically playing the first inversion of the chord on my left hand. I add the 2nd, and then I play the 2nd inversion on my right hand. So I surrender. Then an A minor 7th. For that G, let's play again this diminished 7th chord. It uses the same formula as I taught before in A flat, but now we are doing it in C sharp, which is right before the D minor that is coming up next. So I surrender all, and we are in D minor 7. Now we go into the next part, and I do a G major. So F major, again using this voicing. Surrender Then again, we're back into a G major using a different voicing. And then we're back into a C. There's a couple of different chords that you can do. For example, you can do a substitution in B flat, which is always something common that us church musicians like to do, going to the flat 7. So flat 7, then we are in the 5, and when we land on that C, we can even substitute that single chord for a bunch of other chords instead of just sitting on the C major chord before the next progression arrives. So we can do something like, then we do the surrender all, something like that. So I surrender all, which is basically a 3 to a 6 to a 2 to a 5, and then we're back on the 1. And something about this progression that I want you guys to take note of is that this note never moved from there, and this note is also the melody of the song. So it goes, I surrender all, and then it goes into the next part of the chorus, all to Jesus. And what we are going to do here, instead of staying on C major, is all to Jesus. All right, so I did a 5-1 progression, all to 5-1, again using different voicings to enhance the chord quality of the song, Jesus. Then here we sort of modulate out of the C major scale because we are going to go into this chord, which is a F sharp minor 7 flat 5. All right, the reason why I go into this chord is because I want to utilize the circle of fifths or the circle of fourths to land on the destination chord. So something like this, I surrender. So I went to the 4th of F sharp, so I started on F sharp, then on B, which is the 4th, then I went to the 4th of B, which is E minor, then the 4th of E, which is A, then the 4th of A, which is D minor in this case, then the 4th of D, which is G, and then the 4th of G, which is C. So basically I used a circle of fourths to arrive onto my destination chord, which is C. So the chords that I used were F sharp minor 7th flat 5, B 7 flat 9, then a E minor 7 flat 5, then a A altered chord, then a D minor 9, G7 flat 9, and then we're back on C. So I'll play through the whole song so that you can have a better idea of how it sounds. I might switch up something so that you can take different substitutions or passing chords that I use and try to learn them, all right?